here and there. So yeah, there you go. That's about it. Again, thank you for having me.
Always, always. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for initiating the conversation a few weeks ago because otherwise I probably would have forgot. I forget things too much sometimes, and I forget to write things down. If I don't, I forget. I'm usually organized, but good thing you reminded me. But I'm happy you're here. So I
Thank
have a few questions for you to start out, and then we're gonna go into the defense, the offense. We'll talk about keys. We'll talk about predictions, all that good kind of stuff. So the first question I have for you today is: with the Eagles sitting at 8-1, they're in the driver's seat of the NFC East.
Yep.
The NFC East, I just repeated that. Which NFC East team is the biggest threat to Philly?
Right. Great question. All right. So you said that also, backstage as well, about that question. I really ponder it. So this is a really good question. If you think about it, Dallas Cowboys, we did beat them earlier, week 6, but again, you could make the argument Cooper Rush is a quarterback, but you could also make the argument that, Cowboy, I mean, I'm not saying that to take a dig at them at all. I'm just saying, a lot of them were hyping up, Cooper Rush, they honestly look soft. I mean, I'm not trying to be biased here whatsoever, but I mean, Cooper Rush did not look bad whatsoever, when he was playing what's the word for it? When we were starting over Dak, because of course he's the backup and he was playing in relief. That's what I mean, right? But yeah, and then against the Eagles game, Dak wasn't playing. I completely get that. Dak has sadly done really well against this football team, but we still beat them fair and square week 6. But another, unexpected how do you say factor to it is we don't do well in AT&T Stadium at all. We don't do well at Jerry's World. I don't know what's going on with us. I remember Super Bowl year was I know it was the Super Bowl year or 2018. Either one of those years, that was one of the last times we won in that stadium. And it's in a little annoying, trying to go into Arlington and trying to get a win there. But I mean, our team is really, really great. Um, so, we might just do that this year. However, are they the biggest threat over the Giants? I mean, we haven't played the Giants this year so far. We have them next half of the season. And who could expect the season the New York Giants, are having? Like, I absolutely did not expect it at all. I'm just going to admit, this NFL season is completely weird. But, yeah, so honestly, Saquon Barkley, former Penn State Nittany Lion, big question of if he was going to stay healthy this year, et cetera, et cetera. And right now, he's doing a great job in New York. Surprisingly, Daniel Jones has honestly impressed me. We've been making fun of Daniel Jones, and I mean, honestly, he's just struggling all these past seasons, but now he's finally starting to step it up. I mean, hey, Brian Dable was OC under, McDermott in Buffalo, and, is coaching Josh Allen. So, I mean, that was a really great hire for the New York Giants. Way better than Joe Judge, who just absolutely did terrible, terrible with that Giants team. So, honestly, to answer your question, though, I mean, even though we didn't play the Giants, if they're the biggest threat to us in the NFC East, nah. I'm gonna go and stick with my guts here. I'm gonna go with the Dallas Cowboys as our biggest threat. Don't get me wrong though. New York Giants are absolutely not a pushover in the NFC East. They're literally on our coattails right now on the NFC East. The fact that we're 8-1, they're 7-2, they are extremely close. They're taking the division right at us. So, but hey, I don't know though. I'm not basing Dak Prescott coming to the Dallas Cowboys, excuse me, as like the thing that seals the deal as the Cowboys' biggest threat to us. But it's definitely going to be tough. I mean, Dak when he's kind of came back, is also playing really well. That's not one of the other factors, like I just said. But oh boy, both of them are extremely close. You know, huge threats to us. But I'm going to have to give Dallas Cowboys, as the edge for this one. So
Yeah, I bet you
yeah.
that Packers game really helped you guys out big time. Took a
Oh
little bit
yeah,
of
thank
stress
you,
off from
Green
the
Bay.
Cowboys.
Exactly. Thank you to the Green Bay Packers. I mean, to be fair though, Aaron Rodgers just owns the Dallas Cowboys. I don't know what's up with Aaron Rodgers and the Cowboys. Like they always beat that team in Dallas. So still though, we appreciate the Green Bay Packers for doing that. And
Yeah,
yeah. So, but don't get me wrong. Just because I say the Dallas Cowboys, I'm not saying Giants are a pushover. They're also a big threat as well. I just have to give the edge to Dallas. So yeah, that's about it.
So my problem with New York is, I think they're a good football team, but they haven't really put a game away. They haven't really taken a game and really beat an opponent good. They have played close games with the Packers, beating the Ravens. Yeah, they've also played close games with the Texans. With some of the teams are not as good. So when you have a good quarterback like Daniel Jones, I'd say he's a very good game manager. I don't think he's great. I don't think he's amazing. I think he's a very good game manager, and that is what is making the Giants a good football team. But when it comes to the playoffs, when you're playing good football teams again consistently, you have to put the game away. I don't know if Daniel Jones has that in his blood, if he just has it in him to go down and end the game on a, I don't know if he can do that with his arm. And especially with the receivers that he has, little iffy. I agree with you with the Cowboys being more dangerous because Dak is more dangerous. Though he's got more dangerous weapons. Offensive line is solid. Running backs are solid. Two running backs that are pretty decent. And I think the Dallas defense is a bit better because they force more turnovers. They get more sacks. Just that Dallas defense is a much bigger playmaker than that Giants defense as a whole. But shout out to the few people that are in here. Franchise, aka Big Play Slay, right? I keep forgetting.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah,
Yeah, he
I keep
changed his
forgetting.
name.
His name was Big Play Slay for such a long time. I'm still adjusting to it.
Yeah.
I see Knight.
Definitely
What's
tough.
up, guys? What's up, Knight? As if you're not in here. What's up, Michael from the 412? What's up? Came from Nightings.
That's my guy
Welcome,
right
welcome.
there.
What's good? What's good? Shout out to y'all in here. The 4 people now in here. So let's get to the next question here. Similar
Well,
question. Which NFC team do you not want to see in the playoffs?
well,
Now, you could use the Cowboys, but is there another team that you really don't want to play if you have to, if it comes to playing them
yeah.
that you would
Another
like to avoid?
Another great question. All right. So I also had a little bit of time to ponder this. You did mention this 49ers backstage. It's like that's honestly a good one. Like the record doesn't show it right now, but still 49ers, I absolutely love the offense, Kyle Shanahan. Excuse me. Love the offense Kyle Shanahan runs, in 49ers. And I'm not even talking about the defense already. I'm only talking about offense specifically. Like I remember last year, obviously it's not the same 49ers team, but they did come into our home opener in Philly. It was a tough game to swallow. It was a close game, but in playoffs though, oh boy, we're just because we have a better record than them doesn't mean we can just overshadow them and just completely write them off, from the NFC playoff, not NFC playoff race, but if we do face them in a playoff game, like again, record doesn't show it. The offense Kyle Shanahan runs, I know I just repeated myself, but they got CMC and that big trade, as their running back one. You know how San Francisco has had with his running backs. They rotated a lot. They're running. It's just been crazy, the running back situation in San Francisco. I remember 2019, they had so many running backs their name, like Matt Breida. Oh my God, I can't even remember anymore. I do remember Matt Breida though. That was one
Tevin
of them.
Coleman
Raheem Mostert. There you go.
and
Tevin
Raheem
Coleman, Raheem
Mostert. Yeah,
Mostert. Yeah, and I don't even think they're even on the Niners anymore, so it's completely crazy. CMC, obviously the big issue was with him was like exactly injuries. Sorry, not exactly injuries. Like, you know, you know what I mean. Like that
yeah,
was yeah. Injuries. That was the problem with him. Was he gonna stay healthy? Because if he stays healthy, then he's an excellent back. In the National Football League.
definitely, definitely. And what the Niners have been able to do with those other guys, just imagine what they could do with a guy like CMC.
Yeah, exactly.
It's scary. It's scary. So, I think the Niners are a very disciplined team. They're very disciplined. They're coached well. And, especially when it comes to playoff times, they just find a way to become dangerous. They're dangerous in general. But a question I just off the top of my head. Would you how would you feel about the Niners right now if Trey Lance was a starter if he never got hurt?
Hmm. I don't know. I don't think it'd really change much. I mean, Trey Lance, obviously, after that injury, it wasn't, producing like absolutely stellar numbers. And again, he is still a rookie. I think was that not his first year as a starter? I'm pretty sure he started over Garoppolo, and yeah, I'm pretty sure because I think he might have had starts otherwise the past season, but no, this was his first year starting. I don't think I think the opinion wouldn't have change that much. Honestly, I'm not the biggest Garoppolo fan, honestly, but I'd still think of them. What I think of them now. I mean, Garoppolo hasn't been playing bad. Coming into relief. For Trey Lance, so there's that. But if Trey Lance develops well and he becomes he learns behind Garoppolo and Shanahan and becomes a well-polished quarterback, and he can use his legs too. I mean, that's going to be extremely dangerous for the Niners offense. And and you should, well, you already know, you've already seen how Debo is used in that offense. It is extremely, extremely good. Brandon Ayuk, I really like him. Wide receiver too. There must be one other guy that I can't remember right now. Hold on.
Jeff Wilson was there, but he's not there anymore.
Who?
Jeff Wilson was there. Maybe that's another one you're thinking of.
Jeff Wilson. No, it's someone else. I know it was somebody. It's just I can't.
See. I'll look at the Niners depth chart, ESPN, real quick.
Not George Kittle. Oh, never mind. I must have been thinking of some other person. I don't know. Just some. Yeah, I don't know. All right. So yeah.
Elijah Mitchell. No, he's a running back.
Elijah. Yeah.
Juwan Jennings. No.
No, I was thinking like something else, like not related. No, it doesn't
Oh,
matter.
okay. Right.
So George Kittle as well, the tight end. I mean, come on. If you don't think he's the best, then you absolutely think he's the top two. I mean, that's no question about that. Kyle Juszczyk, fullback is a dying position in the NFL, and the Niners, still run it really well. Like this Niners offense in general is extremely well. And you got Mike McGlinchey at right tackle as well. He's one of the more consistent and better right tackles, in this football league. Oh boy, and also Trent Williams at left tackle too. If you remember, both of their tackles, the outside, really consistent as well.
Insane.
I don't know how they're 5-5. I don't know how they lost week 1 to the Chicago Bears. I know that was a really crummy weather game. It was like pouring everywhere. Field sucked. It doesn't matter though. I don't understand how they're 5-5. You saw when they're up against the Dallas Cowboys team, last year, and they were the lower seed. Boom! Look what happened. Upset.
Dangerous.
They go to Green Bay. I know the Niners, have Green Bay's number in the playoffs, like 2019. But to be fair, that's a whole different Niners team. Still beat Green Bay in Lambeau. The number 1 seed in the NFC goes to Los Angeles. Actually, I think you were there. If you remember on my channel for the Just Trial podcast, you were there for that game. If you remember at the end, right? You remember what happened? You lost the heartbreaker. To think they almost went to the Super Bowl as a 6th seed. Still, that's a dangerous team in the playoffs. I do not really want to face them. I don't care if we had the better record. I don't care if we had the better seed. I don't want to face San Francisco. So
I don't blame you. They're one of those teams you don't want to let in the playoffs because they can find a way to play spoiler.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, then we got a few more people in here. 6 people in here. John Gilmore. I don't even care if we win as long as we hold our own. Honestly, yeah, fair. The Colts have a shot if JT gets 170 yards and two TDs. If JT runs like that, I think we win. If JD and Hello Nightings. What's up, Marsh?
What's up, Marsh?
Mustard's gone too. Eagles, scary. Sua's older, but definitely still a threatening presence. I think we can catch him slipping Sunday. Let's go Colts. Let's go Colts. We're saying go Colts. He's saying go Birds. Another NFC team is the Vikings. We know what happened during Monday Night Football, but still, they're a threat and should be taken seriously. I think they definitely should. My thing is with the Vikings is the way they're winning is just not sustainable, man. Like, the crazy late game heroics, that's not always going to go your way. You play a team like the Niners, they're disciplined. They're not going to let that weird stuff happen. The Eagles, not going to let that weird stuff happen. Vikings are, I don't know, man. I'm not sold on the Vikings still, in a way.
Yeah, I feel bad.
Vikings, not sure why the 8s.
I was about to say.
Oh, good. All right, so last question here before we really get into the game and really talk about both sides, give our predictions and all that kind of stuff. So, with Lane Johnson and Jason Kelce getting up there in age, how concerned would you be if both retired after the 2022 season?
Yeah. All right. By the way, sorry for only giving one threat to the NFC that last question. I just went on a tangent on the 49ers. I apologize.
You're good.
I'll definitely answer this question. I mean, I have no choice. I got it, right? But no, I'm joking. All right. So So you're asking, how concerned should I be if Lane and Kelsey, do retire at the end of the season? Well, first of all, it'd be definitely heartbreaking to not see them in a uniform anymore. I know they're getting up there in age. They're vets on this offensive line, but still, it'd be terrible to see. And you know, sorry about that. I'm back. All right, so this may seem a little surprising, but I wouldn't be that overly concerned, and here's why. First, offensive line coach Jeff Stoutland. The way Jeff Stoutland has improved this offensive line and just the way he has coached it makes him one of the top tier O line coaches in the NFL, if not the best. The way conducts this offensive line. How disciplined they are. How intelligent they are on the line. Led by Jason Kelsey. Center. One guy I really want to talk about is our backup center, Cam Jurgens, a rookie this year. It's awesome when you see Kelsey, cheering about your draft selection. Kelsey, when Cam Jurgens got drafted, was literally cheering up and down. Now that tells you something. I know it's just preseason, but Cam Jurgens held his own and did great this preseason. And he's under one of the best centers, in the NFL, if not the best center. Right?
Best guy to learn from.
Exactly. And then you have a top tier offensive line coach as well. Cam Jurgens is in an excellent position. And I don't think he's ready like immediately, but I am really, really hopeful for Cam Jurgens to take up, the spot for Jason Kelsey, in this offensive line. So if Jason Kelsey retires, we have a guy that can step up, who's being coached and, under, one of the best offensive line talents in the league and best offensive line coach. Like how could you not love that situation? He's in a prime situation right now. So Lane Johnson as well. Along with Isaac Seumalo, the right side is looking pretty good so far. I don't think I might be wrong, but I don't think Lane Johnson has missed a game. In his he might have. I don't know. Let's just say he's not missed many games in his career, which is extremely great for an offensive lineman. They're getting hit almost every single play, so that's a big durability. If someone in the chat can double check that for me, I saw somewhere like that. I swear I did. I have really bad memory. I apologize, but hey, though, under Lane Johnson is Jack Driscoll and Andre Dillard. I've not been a huge fan of Andre Dillard, ever since, he was a first-round pick here, for Philadelphia. No, I've not really been a huge Andre Dillard guy. Jack Driscoll is not bad. Jack Driscoll is not bad. I don't think he's ready for a full-on starting job because hey, it's under Lane Johnson though. I don't think he's ready for that yet. So it's a little concerning, if Lane Johnson does retire. But for Kelsey, I can understand that. I am confident in Cam Jurgens' ability. For Jack Driscoll and Andre Dillard to step up on that right side, or I'm using ESPN depth chart to just double check my stuff, and they're listed back there, right? Not that confident, honestly. I don't really. Yeah, Landon Dickerson is a left guard. He's going to be along by Lotta. He is also really young, but I'd rather he stay on the left side. Left
Keep
side.
him where he's playing great. Keep him where, and plus left tackle is much more important than right tackle.
Yep. Left guard, I mean.
Jordan Mailata's left guard?
No. Landon Dickerson's left guard. Jordan Mailata is a left tackle. He's on the outside.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but still, though.
You can have Matt Pryor back if you want.
Say again?
You can have Matt Pryor back if you want.
No way. I am not. If you guys don't know, we also recorded last night. That will be from my channel. It'll be a premiere. So, you'll see that, I believe, tomorrow. In the recording, he literally said Matt Pryor doesn't even deserve to be a depth piece on this team anymore. So that just tells me, okay? All right, I'm not – no. You can keep –
He'll have fun with Micah Parsons and Kayvon Thibodeau and all those guys. He'll have fun. Chase Young.
Oh, man, I'm not even gonna. I wouldn't even do this.
All right.
I wouldn't even see that for free. What am I even talking about? No way. You can keep Matt Pryor. It's okay. But anyways, it'll be a little concerning, for Lane to retire. Driscoll Dillard to, step up. But I trust in Jeff Stoutland, and I don't think it'd be terrible for us at all. Again, like I just said, Cam Jurgens, I'm ready for him to step up once Kelsey, takes over the reins to him. So to end off on that question, I'm not too overly concerned. You would think I'd be super concerned to have two superstar offensive linemen, leaving this team, and there's a hole in the center and a right tackle spot. But no, Jeff Stoutland, great offensive line coach. We have guys who can step up. I'm completely fine with it. But no, it'd still break my heart if they both left. So yeah, that's the end of my question. By the way, you have 7 likes on YouTube already. Let's go.
Oh, sweet. Thank you. Thank y'all. Y'all
Let's
are
go to
awesome.
digits.
All right, we got Volcano, the sweet
Bro.
Volcano, the sweet. I'm just gonna call you Volcano from now on. But I hope the Colts whoop the Eagles. All I got is respect for y'all, Colts fans.
You're a division rival. All right then.
He's a pretty good Titans fan. He's not like how some division rivals get.
Yeah, I
Look
know.
at Jordan. Yeah, you definitely know. You're in a division with the Cowboys, Commanders, and the Giants.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah.
Look at Jordan Mailata, rugby star into a great NFL talent. The Eagles previously had Jason Peters and Brandon Brooks too.
Oh, man.
Oh, that's right. You guys had Brandon Brooks too. I forget about him a lot.
Yeah, wait, Brandon Brooks. I thought he retired. Did he not?
Yeah, I think so. I think he's just talking about
Jason Peters. Jason Peters is definitely not the same anymore. But when he was with us, he was also a top offensive.
Isn't he
line.
with Dallas now?
Yeah, he's with Dallas now. And
how could you do that?
Yeah, but it is what it is. His career is dwindling down, which is sad. But yeah, definitely Hall of Fame career right there.
Yeah, the Eagles definitely had great O-lines in the past, and they can in the future. Yeah, they had 1 or 2 years there where the offense looked pretty bad. Carson Wentz didn't really help with the way he holds onto the ball and runs around like a chicken with the head chopped off. But
yeah,
when you have a guy that actually throws the ball quick, tries to get it out, can run around, has good pocket presence. Jalen Hurts has amazing pocket presence. Carson Wentz had no pocket presence, so that definitely helps too.
Yeah.
Then if the Colts win, Colts equal this year's Bengals. LOL. Let's go Saturday.
Let's go.
I think that's a little optimistic. A little bit. All right. So are we ready to get into the real stuff here now? The good stuff?
Yo, absolutely.
All right. So what do you want to talk about first? Do you want to talk about the offense or the defense first?
For me, my Eagles.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go offense. You mean traditionally goes offense, defense. Let's just keep with that order. No.
All right. Go ahead. Take it from the top.
Okay, so on the floor, I just go off the Eagles offense. All right, let's go. All right. Obviously know who's sailing the ship for the Eagles. I know I said this in our recording too. I'm literally repeating myself, but it's okay.
Good.
Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts QB1. Fantastic year so far. No. Again, like I keep saying, the big it factor last year was he going to improve, with added weapons, and is he going to improve his mechanics? Is his throwing going to get better? It's all those it factors, all those question marks, and he's done exactly that. He's got his wide receiver 1 in AJ Brown. His honestly, don't want to say favorite passing target, but I'm going to say favorite passing target. I mean, in double coverage, AJ Brown, Jalen Hurts has clearly trusted him. When A.J. Brown is in double coverage all the time, dude. That's how much of an impact A.J. Brown has on this offense. We needed a guy like that. If you see A.J. Brown, along with that picture of DK Metcalf, he is absolutely huge. He has the size of a freaking tight end. He is a wide receiver. It's absolutely amazing, right? Devontae Smith too. Let's just say not as big as A.J. Brown, but still also has a big impact on this offense. Of course, that's your skinny Batman right there. Yes, I know we still have that trend. Strong Batman, skinny Batman, fast Batman. That's a wide receiver core there. And also Quez Watkins, hated that mistake from him, in the fumble in that Commanders game. It is what it is. Clear your mind, move on to Indianapolis tomorrow morning. Like that's all I gotta say. Quez Watkins, extremely, extremely quick wide receiver. Really, really love him. I don't mean this like, he's better than Deshaun Jackson, but he reminds me of Deshaun Jackson. You remember his days as a Philadelphia Eagle? He still has that insane speed, where you go, in a straight line, big speed, burns all the defenders, and catches a, I remember Vic McNabb, throws a big pass to him. That is your guy, for most of those situations. And, Quez Watkins has shown that at least once this year, against that Vikings game, and he still contributed. Too. He's not absolutely done nothing for this team, and just like I keep saying, it was just a mistake. At the end of the day, I'm not Like, you just gotta forget about it. Like, we make those mistakes. Obviously, at the time, I was like, Quez, why didn't you just stay down? Like, if you stayed down, we had probably could have gotten the momentum to score the touchdown to lead us into that game. But we're still 8-1. If you're like, had a losing record at that time, I'd still, probably thinking to myself, oh my God, that opportunity, could have gotten us, you know, to a better record, but we're still 8-1. There's nothing really to cry so much about because we're still in a great spot. So, it is what it is at the end of the day. So just really want to quickly go back to Jalen Hurts because I kind of went off on the receivers. Um, yeah, so Jalen, right now total touchdowns around 20 to 21. He's at 14 passing touchdowns compared to 3 interceptions on the year. He's been doing
Good
phenomenal.
ratio.
Exactly. And I mean, I don't mean to be this guy, but 2 of those interceptions honestly wasn't his fault. I'll even argue it. Look, one was against the Vikings, and that was Kenneth Gainwell. That was an easy catch to make. He dropped it. Pick. Commanders, Hurts put it right in AJ Brown's hands, right in the breadbasket. AJ Brown, he's in double coverage, but he's still the top wide receiver talents in the league. You have to make those catches. That was unfortunate. Only interception I would fault him on was the Jaguars game pick 6 against Andre Cisco. That's all I would fault him on because that wasn't a good decision by him. And that's crazy that, he had 3 and only one of them was really, his. I mean, I don't want to say like, the 2 weren't his fault. I mean, you could say, they weren't because, again, it's a team sport. We have those mistakes happen. But only one of those was really a bad thrown ball, bad decision. That is crazy to me. How he's more confident, the pocket, his reads and his decisions are way better. And to think throwing the ball is not the only thing he's good at. He can use his legs. He can move around the pocket well. He can improvise. If he finds a hole, he'll absolutely use that speed and size to get a first down. Jalen Hurts is absolutely terrifying. I'm glad he's on this team, right? I knew last year people kept saying Jalen Hurts wasn't going to do anything in Philadelphia. He's just terrible quarterback. And of course, I had his criticism for Hurts. I didn't completely praise him and all that, but doesn't matter. I knew if he had the chance, he would improve or he could improve. Like he had the chance to. And look what he's doing now. I'm completely proud that I stuck with my guy Jalen Hurts, and he's proving everybody wrong who doubted him. So yeah, I don't want to stay here. Don't worry.
That's a guy that performs well under pressure when he's in a situation where he needs to make a big play, or he has a guy sitting behind him that wants a chance. Not gonna be like Carson Wentz. He's gonna get it done. He's not scared. That's gonna motivate him to be better. That's the whole thing about being a leader, being the quarterback of an NFL team. You have to be able to face that criticism. You have to be able to do that at a high level and prove people wrong. To a certain degree, you can't care. You have to do what you could do the best you could, block out all that noise. Not all of it, because sometimes the noise helps you, and sometimes it motivates you. Sometimes open your eyes to something. Sometimes the haters are right on some things, and you gotta work on that. But Hurts took the opportunity and he ran with it. He never looked back. Wentz, he looks back. He's scared. He's timid. He's timid when he has someone sitting behind him. He doesn't play well. Hurts would be the complete opposite. He's an amazing leader. He took that situation well. Carson Wentz handled that situation so poorly.
Yeah, I definitely agree with what you said. I like the point of as a leader as well. Really hard worker too. This offseason, he was determined. He's determined to fix his mistakes. He was determined to lead this team. He did not look back at all. He was completely focused. And right now, he even had an interview. I don't know if you saw it. He said, "I hate hearing 5-0. I hate hearing 4-0. Somewhere along that record." He hated that. He doesn't even care at the end of the day. I mean, obviously, he does, but he doesn't want that in his head. He is completely focused and locked in, and that's what I love about him. It's absolutely amazing. How Jalen Hurts is playing this season. But we still have a long way until the end of the season. Well, it's like halfway over, but still, we still have a lot of season left. We can't just lie down, call it a day. Absolutely not. Hurts can't lie down and call it a day. We still have business to do, and he's People have been saying he's an MVP candidate right now. I'm not even gonna jinx it. I'm gonna wait until the end of the season. I don't want to talk about it anymore. I'm just saying. I don't want to. All right. So yeah, that's all I really have to say about jail. And promise you, I'm done. I just have two more units to talk about: tight ends and oh, I didn't talk about running backs. Okay, fine. 3 units. All right, let's go to running backs really quickly. All right, Miles Sanders, running back 1. Right, Kenneth Gainwell, Boston Scott, Trey Sermon. That is our running back core here as well. So Miles Sanders, I think he's been performing pretty well this season. Again, not the most stellar numbers, but if you think about last season, he had the most running back scrimmage yards without a touchdown. And now he has more than one this year. He's completely came back from that. And to be fair, last year, Sirianni barely ran the ball. I remember there's one game where he only handed off the ball 2 times. Are you kidding me? That is absolutely ridiculous. All right, and we were still the leading rushing yards team in the NFL, even with that. All right, so yeah, and of course, one of my keys, a little bit of spoiler alert, is going to be running that football because a certain Colts defensive lineman on the edge, okay, Quiddy Pay is going to be out for this game. So that is something. I know you're shaking your head. I know.
Not good. Not good.
I mean, we have Goddard out of this game too, so it's not gonna completely derail us, but that is somebody you can't really miss, or somebody you will miss, on that offense. What you think about
The
it?
defense won't miss him though. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I know. And the Colts don't do well against tight ends, like you
No,
told me. Of course, it had to be this game. Of course, it had
Colts are awful, trash against good tight ends. Even OJ Howard versus Houston in Week 1, he had like 2 touchdowns. OJ Howard had a decent day, and OJ Howard is nowhere OJ Howard was never really crazy good tight end, but he was decent at one point. But he's not even that decent, as he was. Not to be disrespectful, it's just the way of football. You have good seasons, you have bad seasons. You come into your twilight, and you're just not the same. OJ Howard, that's really it. And then that proves the point of how bad the Colts are against tight ends.
Yeah, I mean, no, you're speaking the truth right now. I definitely agree. But OJ Howard, wasn't the most spectacular tight end. He wasn't really one of those top 10 tight end talents ever. Like it's tough to say that, but it is what it is. That's the truth. And the Colts still let up 2 touchdowns at them. I mean, that is not good at all. I mean,
We're catching a break this week and last week because Waller was out last week too because he was put on IR. If Waller played, forget it. I didn't think we would have won.
No,
We don't play Goddard.
Yep, Goddard's on IR now, and yeah, the tight ends behind him, they don't look awful, but they don't
There's no
really
Goddard.
be that much at all either. So yeah, that's all I really want to say about the running backs. By the way, Kenneth Gainwell and Boston Scott, we rotate those 3, primarily. So watch out for all 3 of them. They'll just focus your eyes on Sanders because Scott and Gainwell, when they need to get yards, they can get yards. All right, so you don't want to let your eyes off of those 2 as well. Yep, no Goddard. We have Jack Stoll, who I believe was an undrafted free agent rookie. I would say I believe he was. He has not really had a ton of snaps, but even so, he's got to step up or either Stoll or Grant Calcaterra. Calcaterra is a rookie. I believe his first NFL catch officially in a regular season game was 41 yards, so it's pretty cool. But still, though, this is just one catch. I'm not trying to undermine that at all, but still, it's gonna be hard to fill in the shoes of Dallas Goedert. That's gonna be a guy you miss. Obviously the way we run that offense, with Dallas Goedert is really well, and that's one of
Goddard's
his top pass catchers.
Goddard's just that another big body, good catcher for Jalen Hurts, and he's probably people probably don't talk about this a lot, but he's probably a phenomenal blocker and really helps Jalen Hurts roll out,
Oh, yeah.
protect them, for the run game. A good blocking tight end is pretty damn important to a run game. I don't think many people realize that because, the Colts really had a hard time adjusting without Jack Doyle this year in the run game. You don't have a presence like that. Jack Doyle, those little things have to be done right. If those one little thing isn't done right in the NFL, you're going to be set back. You're going to have a rough play, a rough day. And having that tight end definitely helps in the run game. So we're gonna see if those two guys could step up and block well.
Yeah, exactly. You put a great point there. He's great. Catcher, great blocker. He can do it all. Goddard, we're definitely gonna miss him in that offense. It is really tough. Stoll and Calcaterra. Maybe I think Tyree Jackson as well, but I believe he's behind both of them if I'm not mistaken. Even
Didn't Tyree Jackson used to be a quarterback?
no, I meant tight end.
Oh, I
Yeah,
oh,
tight end. Yeah, tight end for us. Yeah.
never mind. I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know where
No,
that came from.
I know. It's like, hold on. It's like almost 10 for you. So I do not blame you whatsoever. But yeah, it's gonna be tough. But we still have weapons on our offense. By the way, Zach Pascal, just really want to quickly mention former Indianapolis Colt. The way he's been his offense is he's not had the most stellar numbers. He's not been the most biggest name, but he does his job. Great blocker, opens up things to other wide receivers. He's doing his job as a part of this team, and I love it. Even if you're, not really, how do I put this? Not really doing the most flashy stuff on the field, you're still doing your job. You deserve a spot on this team. Like I think agree with that as well. Right.
Yep.
Last unit I want to talk about offensive linemen. You know how much excitement I had talking about that at the start of the stream, but no. I'll just say that one more time. Okay. Jordan Mailata left tackle, Lynn Dickerson left guard. That's our left side alone. All right. And if you don't know, again, I am Michael from the 4 and 2. By the way, huge Pittsburgh sports fan, big friend of mine. He's been a great buddy of mine. By the way, if you see this profile pic, I did make that for him. So I hope you are enjoying the profile pic, Michael. He added something really great in the comments. If you want to go back there again, look at Jordan Mailata, rugby star, into a great NFL talent. He is speaking facts right now. He was a rugby player in Australia and had no idea how to play the game of football at all. And of course, his size was huge. He'd make a great offensive lineman. He had the genetics, the athletic talent. Again, if you saw his rugby highlights, he was running dudes over. Like the people compared to him looked tiny. And those are probably great rugby athletes in itself. So Jordan Mailata was just a beast of his own. And now look at him. He's completely converted to the offensive lineman job. Jeff Stoutland, completely turned him into a very consistent, left guard, in this league. He has gone beat sometimes, though, especially in the Texans game when he was just getting bull rush, speed rush, however you like to say. He was just getting quickly rushed, into the middle, and then he got beat there. But still, though, he does not get beat much. Seen a few offensive, what's the term? Offside, yeah, offsides, or false starts, excuse me. But that happens in an offensive line. You can't completely never get a false start, but he doesn't do that much anyway, so he's still really, really consistent. Landon Dickerson as well. Also, another rookie that we had previously, I think it was in the Devontae Smith draft, maybe 2021, 2020, I want to say. Also doing really well on the left side. Love how he's been doing. I said if he stays healthy, he's going to be great offensive line talent for this team. Jason Kelsey, not much to say about him. Excellent center, in the National Football League. Has barely missed games as a center. He's been with this team for a while. And also, I saw this article that I think you'd find really, really interesting. Jeff Saturday, when he was still an offensive lineman in this league, was at least an influence in a young Jason Kelsey, when he was starting to become an offensive line. It was something like that, an article I saw on Twitter today. And now Jason Kelsey is going up against now head coach Jeff Saturday. I think that's a
Interesting.
very, very nice, very, very nice coincidence right there. I mean, not only coincidence because Jeff Saturday is the excellent offensive lineman, for the Colts, so it wouldn't be a surprise that he influenced a young Jason Kelsey, but still a really, really great thing to think about. I mean, right here you have Lane Johnson, another ret, not like right next to him because he's not a guard, he's a tackle, so he's on that outside, but Lane has barely missed games for us too. So, and he's been a great part of this team. The tenure he's had here. That's gonna suck when I see both of them, just leave this team and not wear uniforms. Again, Isaac Siamalo also really consistent on that side for right guard. all in offensive line looks great, and yeah, that's all I have for the offense. So yeah, do you want me to say defense, or do you want to speak a little bit? Because I'm glad my voice is kind of breaking right now. I'm not even
I'm
gonna.
gonna speak a little bit, give your voice a little bit of a break, take a sip of
Dang
water or some kind of drink, get your voice ready, rest a few minutes.
it.
And so the Colts offense, man, not really exciting to talk about exactly.
Um,
It hasn't been very exciting to talk about all year. It's been this Colts offense has made Colts games way more stressful and kind of on fun that you will like. But last week, offense looked a lot better. Offense was moving the ball, not making stupid little mistakes. They were here and there, but nothing near like when Frank Reich was the head coach. You saw motion. You saw a team pumped up. That's just as important as having talent. You need your team to want to go out there and compete. You need them to want to go out and win and play for that leader. Jeff Saturday, John Taylor popped that 66-yard run. Jeff Saturday was on the sideline, jumping around, giving everyone high fives, and that's what you love to see. That's what a team feeds off of. When you have a head coach that's standing there, looking at a play sheet. Oh yeah, this play. Yeah, this play's gonna work. Yeah, interception, fumble. Yeah, that's how it went when Frank Reich was the head coach for half the season. Terrible, terrible, terrible. And then he doesn't even go around talk to the quarterbacks, talk to the players, the coaches. He stands there looking at his play sheet with his mic on. Disgusting.
yeah.
That reminds me of Adam Gase. And you know what? This season, he was just as bad as Adam Gase was. I'm not a fan of Frank Reich this season at all. Even in the past, he's had times where he hasn't gotten his team ready. But I'm getting a little off topic now. But
No, that's all good.
just excited to see that this team has some life, that they're enjoying playing, that they enjoyed playing football last week. They enjoyed it. Having a head coach come in and saying, I don't care if I never coached before. I love this team. I love this organization. That spreads through the locker room. It brings it to the players, and then the players want to play. They want to play hard. So, really, the offense is Matt Ryan came back in last week, right? It was announced like right before the game. Didn't really have a big notice. Matt Ryan started, no turnovers, no fumbles, no interceptions, and you know why that didn't happen? Because the damn offensive line learned how to block. Will Fries was very good at right guard. Braden Smith was solid. Ryan Kelly was better. Quentin Nelson was better. Left side was better, and Bernard Ryman. It's just when Matt Ryan's under pressure. Matt Ryan's terrible under pressure. He can't play under pressure. He just can't. Give Matt Ryan time, he'll carve a defense up. Even though his arm isn't what it used to be, he's smart. He's seen it all. He knows what to do. You let him lead this offense. You protect him. And the weapons keep doing what they're doing. They're been consistent. Michael Pittman Jr., not too happy with you at the moment. You've been fumbling. The Titans game you fumbled, ultimately put the game away. You dropped the Hail Mary pass basically from Sam Ellinger. You had room to run. Would have put us in field goal range, give us a chance to beat the Commanders. If we beat the Commanders, we would be in a much different spot, and we would be so much closer to the Titans. We would be so much closer just to some kind of wild card spot. We'd have a little more life, a little more wiggle room. Now we don't. So these weapons have to stay consistent. Michael Pittman Jr. has to step up. Your contract year is coming up. You're gonna want to be paid. You better start playing like a big man, like the big receiver you are if you want big money. So, and then Paris Campbell has been good. He's been very consistent. Paris Campbell's that guy that really helps Matt Ryan because he's fast. You just get him the ball and he will make a big play. He will make a big play. That's what really helps, getting the ball out quick, because that offense line isn't going to make a drastic change. It isn't going to be crazy better, but you could do those little things to help the offensive line and take away how bad they look. Then you have Alec Pierce, who has played well. He has had concentration drops at times. Last week he had one, but more often than not, when you put the ball up and you give Alec Pierce to go up and get it, he gets it. He goes and he grabs it. So that's interesting there. And then for the tight ends, Ashton Doolin's back too. He's a speedster as well. But tight ends, Jelani Woods is out. You have Mullen Cox and Kylan Granson. Kylan Granson, if you play, you need to catch the damn ball. Saw what happened in the Patriots game. Tipped the ball, pick six. That ultimately just put the game away if it wasn't ready. Because the Colts scoring 10 points in the fourth quarter is it's unheard of. It's not a thing. It won't happen. Maybe it's a little different now, but then no. Tight ends, they need to step up, but the wide receivers have been playing well too. Our weapons in general have been decent. Finally, we have weapons. We've had guys who have played well. But now our issue is offensive line. So hopefully Jeff Saturday continues to get this offensive line ready, continues to get on their rear ends about getting it right. Hopefully he does, because we need it. And last but not least, probably the biggest key to this game, what we really need in this game, Jonathan freaking Taylor. Jonathan Taylor needs to come out, and he really needs to come out big. And the offensive line needs to come out big. We have a few questions here. Can't wait for tomorrow. Me neither, man. Me neither. What up, Coach? How you doing? I think our new motto should be get better 2% every day. Yeah. It's not a bad motto. Fishing football. Yo, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream. Brandon Smith, you too.
Oh yeah, Fishing. Yeah, if you don't know who Fishing is, he's a Florida Gators fan. He does a lot of content college football, and he's also part of the ECG community. So yeah, go subscribe to him.
Yeah, I'll definitely have to, because I'm trying to get into college football more. Hey, I have a question. Will you guys answer it? Sure. Guess not. A little piece. Whatever. You don't have patience. Oh well.
Well, you didn't ask a question.
I know. You didn't even ask it. Whatever.
So,
but
sorry.
whatever. But John, we can't just stop talking about what we're talking about and just be patient. We'll get to comments. We're not ignoring them. We're just getting our points across, talking a little bit.
Exactly.
But Jonathan Taylor, he needs to come up huge, and the offensive line really needs to help him. Offensive line needs to block, and with Jeff Saturday, they've been looking better. Hopefully, they can do it 2 weeks in a row. This time, it's a little different. You're playing an Eagles front, and that is a very scary front, and that's going to transition us into Nightings, giving us a rundown of the Eagles defense.
Yeah. All right. Oh, is that on? Hello?
Yeah? Oh, wait. Could you hear me?
No, I'm not muted. I was just saying, is that all, or are you still talking about the Colts?
You're good.
Oh, okay. My bad. I did not know, but.
You're good.
All right. So, I guess I'll segue into the Eagles defense now, but just want to go by your points really quick, because I think they're really good points. Offensive line, again, another unit I was excited for you guys. That was obviously not one of the best units in the NFL, but it was a consistent unit. You guys have some really, really good talent in there, and I thought it would perform really well, and it's been really disappointing this season, and it's just annoying to see that. Not really annoying anymore, because, you guys are going up against our front now, and you know how our front is. I really want to do well against that offensive line. I think we will to an extent. So, and it's a good time to segue into the defensive line and the linebackers and in the defensive front. Let's go. Okay. So, obviously, for our edge rushers, we have Brandon Graham and Josh Sweat. Left defensive end, right defensive end. By the way, if y'all want to know, I think Gio will mention this, but we both play a 4-3 defense. That's 4 defensive linemen, 3 linebackers. That's a scheme that we play. Defense is going to be led by Jonathan Gannon, who, let's just say, is not really that popular in the Philadelphia Eagles community. I'm going to just say it there. You probably know what I'm talking about. And, so Fletcher Cox and Javon Hargrave also in the interior defensive line. Dude, Javon Hargrave has done great last year. He's the one who broke out. This year he's not like, I keep saying this word, but he's not been having the most stellar seasons. But I still think he's, at least consistent, in this defensive line. I would still like to keep him, but if the Eagles don't keep him after this year, I wouldn't really mind it. It's not going to be something like too concerning. Fletcher Cox and Brandon Graham, 2 vets on this defense. They're literally legends in this city, and I don't blame them. They've been 2 great defensive players, and you can argue one of the best defensive players in Eagles history if they go up there, the likes of, if I can even say examples, like Jeremiah Trotter, Sante Samuel, Brian Dawkins, all those guys, even though those guys are not defensive linemen. But you know what I mean. That's the amount of impact, Graham and Cox has had. And they don't look the exact same they've been anymore. They're getting old. Our defensive line is getting old. It's not looking too good right now for a defense. I mean, the defensive line is still really dangerous, if they're used the right way. But it's getting old, and that I don't really like that. I really don't. All right, but we still have some young guys behind them. By the way, who did I miss? Yeah, Josh Sweat. He's been doing really well. He's been improving every single year, and I love what he's shown as an edge rusher. Really love what Josh Sweat has been showing. Again, Ndamukong Suh and Linval Joseph, they were signed. They're also still pretty old defensive linemen, but they were signed in relief for Jordan Davis, who is our rookie. And if you saw a picture of Jordan Davis and Fletcher Cox, or he was either Cox or Brandon Graham, they make them look small. Like how is that even possible? Like I don't even get it. But he's only a rookie too. I don't know what they've been feeding him, but whatever they've been feeding him, it's working. All right, because he's absolutely huge. So there you go. And it hurt to see him going injured reserve because again he's a rookie. When he's on the field in the interior, he's shown a great impact to this run defense, and that's why how we saw boom. Jordan Davis is injured. Run defense isn't improving. I'm going to the free agent market right now. Signing Ndamukong Suh, Linval Joseph, boom, done. They're coming to Philly. And Howie, I love that sense of urgency, but it's going to be crucial against this game as well. Again, Ndamukong Suh and Linval Joseph again, both interiors. So that's pretty good moves by Howie. Even if they're old, we need them for relief at least. All right, I still think Ndamukong Suh still has something in the tank. So we'll see what happens though. All right, and by the way, thank you for putting my channel link in the chat. I do appreciate you. Um,
They better get you. What are you at right now? Are you still at 258?
Yeah, I'm still at. I did hit 260. That's like my extreme channel high, but I did lose that. So
All right, guys, you heard that. Get him back to 260. Get him back to 260. He's only 2 away. We have 3 people watching right now. We only need 2 of you to go and subscribe to his channel.
Thank
Get him
you.
to 260.
You want to know another message? Get JDW to 900. He is still away from 900. Guys, come on, 20 away, and then after that, it's the final home stretch. 100 more until 1K.
It's gonna be the slowest 100, the slowest 100 ever.
You'll get there though. I mean, look how much you've grown already. You have like 880 subscribers. Not many people. Well, I mean, I don't know. I guess 1,000 subs is more common these days, but yeah, I'm nowhere near that yet. So that is definitely something. Guys, come on,
You'll get there. You'll get there.
I know. Like even if it takes like years, I don't care. I'm having a fun time doing this.
Yeah, exactly. That's the point. That's the point. A lot of people just go into it and try to get the money, and they lose sight of what they really do, of why they really want to do it.
Yeah.
And you're still doing it. A lot of people quit once they aren't happy with the results, but you're doing it because you love it, and it shows in the content. It really does. Really does.
Yeah. Hey, I get it. Subs are awesome. I mean, it's not wrong to just ask for subs a few times, just, getting subs. I mean, that's a great, getting subs, makes you feel pretty happy inside, like, oh, well, I'm getting to these achievements. But if you just want it for the subs and you're buying subs, then you just want, just, I don't know, a poster of some sort. It's like a poster. 1,000 subs is cool and all. But if you're not having fun with it, what's the point?
It's not worth it.
It's not even worth it. If you have 1,000 subs and you're enjoying it, then you're at your best place right now. If you don't have 1,000 subs and you're enjoying it, that's still okay too. Like you just gotta enjoy it. That's all.
Life's too short, man.
It is, and just getting like all these achievements, without any fun whatsoever, doesn't really hold well. So, it is what it is, though. Yeah, hey, I lost 260, but that doesn't ruin my day. We're gonna get back there. So, it is what it is. But yeah. Just to quickly finish off on my point, that's defensive linemen. Now linebackers. Oh boy, linebackers got to glow up this offseason. 2 great linebacker additions that I had are that Howie made are Hassan Reddick, obviously, and Kaiser White, former Los Angeles Chargers linebacker. Kaiser White, excuse me, very versatile. Can absolutely do it all at any side of the ball. Really been consistent this year. I think that's a guy who should stay on our weak. By the way, again 4-3, so that means he is our outside linebacker on the weak side, which is man, I'm gonna get tested. I'm testing myself. Is it the left side? Please say this.
Damn.
Oh, hello.
Oh wait, could you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I just asked a question. Is the weak side the left side? I'm trying to quiz myself.
It depends. It depends on how the defense is aligned.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Let's see.
So it actually depends on how the offense is aligned. If the tight end and the running back is both on the right, that's strong. If there's just a tight end on the right and there's a running back on the left, I think it goes with the running back, or it goes how many receivers are on each side. But if the formation is like really symmetrical, like two tight ends on the line, you have two receivers out wide, and then you have like a running back like right behind the quarterback, like in a single back.
Oh.
The default is the right side for the strong. But yeah, it
Oh.
depends on the offensive formation.
All right. So even so, he's still an outside linebacker. So it just depends of the off. The offensive line. Oh, I see. Okay. All right. All right. So that means Hassan Reddick, also strong side linebacker, also depends on how the offense lines up, but he's still that another outside linebacker for us. Um, yeah. Gannon always likes to send Hassan on rush. I mean, I don't blame him. I think Hassan is a great edge rusher. Especially as an outside linebacker. So, yeah. He's not like been like really, really great. This season. Um, but yeah, he's had games where he's like absolutely been on a tear, and hopefully this is the game we can get him to do that again. If T.J. Edwards, as well as a middle linebacker, I think he's been performing great this season. I think it's a guy we also bring back. T.J. also really consistent. His pass coverage has been great this year as well, which is something that I really like to see as well. And yeah, that's all I really have to say about the linebackers. Are a great unit. Of course, you have N'Kobe Dean behind, who's a rookie. Got him in the third round. That
Steal.
was a guy I really wanted, but the injury yeah, the injury put him down quite a bit. But it's okay. We still snagged him anyways. And he's a rookie. He's not being played much. I don't know why people are already counting him off. Like that's another person that I want to mention really quick. Jeff Okuda, dude. I don't know why people are counting him off so early. I mean, he was an extremely high cornerback pick. I mean, so was Ahmad Gardner and Derek Stingley. I believe Derek Stingley went third overall, just like Okuda. But look, Matt Patricia was an absolutely terrible head coach. He's also a defensive mind too, and he's still. I mean, obviously, he's not the defensive coordinator for a team anymore, but still, the situation Okuda was in was terrible. Like, can't really deny that at all. I didn't want to write him off so quickly. Is he come back from that or like fully come back from that? No, but I mean I'm still not gonna count off Jeff Okuda yet. I think it's not really early anymore because it's been like when was he drafted? I think it was 2019, 2018, somewhere along those lines. So it's been like about 4 to 5 years, somewhere along that time. But even so, though, I still don't want to count a guy off like that. And that's the same reason for N'Kobe Dean. He's literally just got drafted. Give him a break. He's a
Yeah.
rookie playing behind a great middle linebacker who's performing really well this season, T.J. Edwards. We got to relax and we just got to be patient and just, I haven't seen many offensive snaps from him. No, not offensive, but defensive snaps from him this season. I've only saw him, honestly, still even a little bit in the preseason, but he's a rookie. We're fine.
Everyone expects the results right away. If they don't see them, they have
And it's
issues. Bust,
and it's
bust, bust. Josh Allen after year one, bust. Remember those people?
Oh yeah, I did. That
You just gotta give players time, man. It takes time to come in the NFL and learn a
you know,
300-page playbook. It's probably bigger than that too.
no,
But yeah, learning an NFL playbook is not easy. I like to see someone come and learn. So I like to see someone that complains about that to go and learn the playbook, to go and try and transition from college to NFL seamlessly. Week one, come on, if you're a quarterback, throw for 400 yards, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions, 90% completion percentage. I want to see one of them do that. and then
Exactly.
and then they'll understand. But
Yeah.
ugh.
Great points. Great points. I mean, it happens. Some guys just translate really well, and that's awesome.
How about
But
Geno
this is
Smith?
not going to be the norm. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
And yeah, it just takes time. Like I hate doing that, especially like a rookie's playing bad, bust.
All
Yeah,
right.
I know. And here's another great example. Former Colts quarterback. Like, do we even have to say the name? You know who I'm talking about? Peyton Manning. All right. One of the Yeah, when he was a rookie and when he was a young player in the NFL, terrible seasons. But he was still young. And if they massive people did not give him a chance after those alone. He was number one overall in the race, and now look at him, Hall of Famer, one of the best quarterbacks of all time. Come on now. This takes time, guys. Kobe Dean hasn't even played the snaps in the regular season, or maybe a little bit of a preseason in regular season snaps. So I don't know why. I don't think I've seen people calling him a bust, but it's just I think it takes time. And by the way, another great point from Dante from East Coast Gridiron Podcast. By the way, if you don't know those guys, they hit 1,000 subs. They're incredible.
You hit
College
it quick too.
football. Yeah, they're great people. Go ahead and sub to them. Dante from ECG says you only evaluate a quarterback after 3 or 4 years. You don't just evaluate them after a rookie season. That's like a terrible idea. It takes time to evaluate them. So that's pretty much the end of my argument there. By the way, 1 hour and 2 minutes. Oh boy, this is gonna be another long one, and I'm here
Oh
for it.
yeah.
I'm here
And
for it.
then another one. He's playing. He's playing some pretty good ball over in Seattle. Geno
Ooh,
Smith.
Gina. Oh my God, dude. I remember that. When he was drafted. Was it the New York Jets who drafted him? I forget, but it was either Jets or some other team that drafted him. And yeah, Geno
I
Smith
remember.
didn't really. I'll double check that soon, but Geno Smith didn't really, get the numbers. He's really been having, in his first years in the league, and then he kind of just simmered down a bit. Wasn't all too relevant, if that's type of wording to put it. And now look at him in Seattle. His famous quote. The haters wrote me off, but I didn't write back.
I right back. I freaking love that quote.
That was an amazing quote by him.
Love it.
Dude, and he is revitalizing his career in Seattle. He's playing really, really good ball, honestly. With the weapons he's been having. He has a huge DK Metcalf. He has a really, really consistent, honestly, borderline. I wouldn't even say borderline, great receiver, and Tyler Lockett. In the running backs, dude, this Seattle team is way better than people expected. There's a lot of young talent on the team that are freaking balling out. Kobe, Bryant, Kenneth Walker. Who else?
Tariq Woolen.
Tariq Woolen, yeah, that's the guy.
The wild.
It's incredible from Seattle. Kudos to them. They're doing better than Denver Broncos right now, dude. The Broncos offense, absolutely garbage.
Everyone thought it was going to be the opposite.
Me too. I thought Russell Wilson
Me
was
too,
getting
though.
old. He was getting old. And my key for him was, maybe he still has something left in the tank, even though he's getting up there in age. He just maybe, yeah, like I just said, maybe he still has something in the tank, but no. Seems like he's regressing. He's missed flat out wide open receivers for absolutely no reason. Like a quarterback like Russell Wilson shouldn't be able to do that. And the amount of money Denver paid him, and he's staying there. Oh, dude, Broncos are honestly. I don't know if I should say this, but they're cursed. I think they're cursed. Like how are you gonna think you have your guy for like at least a few years and pay that much money for a quarterback who's had a great career? Don't get me wrong, Russell Wilson at one point in time one of the best quarterbacks in the National Football League. Especially those Seattle Super Bowl years. That was Seattle's guy. And Denver thought they got their guy. Ironically, though, Russell Wilson's first Super Bowl win was against the Denver Broncos, which actually, is just
That's interesting.
It is, honestly. And then he beat
3
Peyton.
first-round picks too.
Exactly. And yeah, Denver Broncos. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, I love how this just turned into a Denver Broncos roasting session. I was on the Eagles. I'm sorry, Broncos fans, if you're watching this. And I actually live in Colorado Springs, which is an hour away from Denver. So it's kind of a little bit of blasphemy, but I don't care. I'm an Eagles fan. I can say what I want about the Broncos. All right, so let's get back on track here.
Real quick, Red Pan. I want to answer as common. Peyton Manning was put in a very bad situation as a rookie. I don't think many people thought he was a bust. Same thing has happened to Lawrence. Yeah, that's true. After year one, people with Trevor Lawrence were like,
Very true.
they didn't really think he was a bust. Just the situation was really bad. And Trevor Lawrence has looked better,
Yeah.
but Trevor Lawrence hasn't looked what he should for how
Yeah.
much he was, for how good of a prospect he was coming out.
Yeah. That's true. All
Do you have anything to say before we get back onto your defense?
Yeah, I just want to say like one quick thing. I promise it's quick. Okay, I'll go
You're good.
right back. I swear to God. All right, but yeah, I think Red Panda made a great point. And you made a great point as well. All right, Trevor Lawrence, he's improved absolutely. This season he's not doing bad at all. I mean, I think if you don't really put someone over him right now, because again, trade deadline is pretty much over. That's the guy right now for the season. He's not looked bad at all, and again, like I just said, he's improved. But will he be the guy in the future for the Jaguars? I know Jaguars fans have had questions about that so much. I mean, to be fair, Blake Bortles. I don't know if it's really on Blake Bortles entirely, but Blake Bortles took this team to an AFC Championship game, which still mind boggles me. I mean, I know there's the Saxonville era, that great Jaguars defense. And actually, if they beat the Patriots, they could have faced us in the Super Bowl, which is crazy to me. Like, that wasn't even that long ago. It was like 5 years ago, maybe.
Nathaniel Hackett was a quarterback coach for the Jaguars when they went to the championship.
No.
Yeah.
Dude, come on. Are you kidding me?
No, I know, it's crazy.
Yeah, and last night you said Matt Gase was the quarterback coach of the Broncos when Peyton Manning threw 55 touchdowns. I don't even know anymore. NFL is such a weird program.
It is.
Yeah. To end it off, yeah, I think both y'all's points are great. Trevor Lawrence, I'm not like completely sold on him, but he's improving. We just need to see that continue. All right, so yeah, really quickly, let's just finish with the secondary. Not much to say about this because you know how great it's been playing. I mean, hey, the Colts wide receivers do not look bad whatsoever, but the wide receiver one for you guys, Michael Pittman Jr., is struggling. It's not a good time to start struggling when you're going to face this great Eagles secondary. Like Darius Slay, cornerback number 1. Do we even need an explanation for him? James Bradbury, cornerback number 2. I was hyping up this duo, and I was right to hype them up. James Bradbury and Darius Slay complement each other really well. And I know PFF is not exactly the best source, like anything at all. I know there's a dig at PFF, but honestly, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of PFF, but I do remember, there's a PFF top 10 rated corners, and I think both Slay and Bradbury were on there. That's how great our secondary is. And Avonte Maddox, who's an injured reserve as a slot corner, Avonte is great in the slot. He was great last year. He was doing great this year before he got injured. And it hurts my soul to see that, dude. Avonte was a great part of the secondary that got injured. Jordan Davis is a great part of the defensive line, even as a rookie. But don't worry. If Volcano is still in here, you guys might have Derrick Henry, but at least Jordan Davis is going to come back for the Titans game. So that's something.
Good time for him to come back.
Well, yeah, and of course Marcus Epps, this is a strong safety. Also he's not been playing bad as well. He also compliments Chauncey Gardner-Johnson as well. C.J. Gardner-Johnson is the current NFL leading interceptions leader, like I just said. In this season, he has some really great, nice interceptions. That's I don't know about gotten us back into the game, but helped us definitely on defense when he needed that turnover. So CJ has also been playing pretty good this season. And that's somebody we get back, like absolutely, right? So yeah, that is our secondary. Anybody else you really want to mention? Derek Barnett. Forgot about him. Injured reserve. Again, the main bad thing about him. This is just. It overshadows every bad thing about Derek Barnett is the penalties. It is absolutely insane and frustrating how many penalties Derek Barnett gets on this team. It's annoying. He was here for a Super Bowl year. I believe recovered the fumble after after Graham strip sack on Brady. But other than that, yeah, Derek Barnett, he's like not done absolutely nothing, but he's still a frustrating player to watch, especially because of the penalties, that he what he has against the defense. And you hate when a drive is going so well. Third down stop, you get a stop right there. And then you hear the referee blow their whistle, throw the flag, and they say, false start, defense. That is absolutely the most frustrating thing in the entire planet. So, yeah, that's really, really bad in Derek Barnett. But I hope he gets healthy as quickly as possible because he's on injury reserve. And yeah, that's about it. You can go to Colts defense now.
All right, so this Colts defense has been the bright spot of this team, to say the least. If there's no Colts defense, the Colts maybe have one win. Maybe. Um, the defensive line has been good. It has been great. It's been inconsistent, but it's been better than years prior. Buckner and Grover Stewart are the two players that have showed up every single week. I would say Grover Stewart even more. I think Grover Stewart had a few weeks where he was showing a lot more effort than Buckner. If we had no Grover Stewart, man, this interior defense line would not be as good. Buckner and Stewart hold down that inside. Good. Buckner and Stewart, man. Oh, I think I'm echoing a little bit. Maybe that's what caught me off guard. I thought you said so.
Oh no, I think you're just cutting a little bit in now. You're fine now.
Okay, all right. So sorry about that, but Buckner and Stewart, man, on the inside, that is a phenomenal inside against the run. It'd be nice. It's gonna be nice to have both of them versus the Eagles. I think they're gonna struggle to run up the middle a little bit, but I think Heritage isn't gonna have too much of an issue, especially with Kwity Paye being out on the edge.
Yeah.
Kwity Paye is an elite run defender. Pass defender, he isn't elite. He's good, but his presence in the run game is insane. He is so good. The moment he went out in that Broncos game, Broncos started to run the ball real well. The next week, and at home in Indy, Jacksonville ran for like 170 some yards or over 200. They just ran for way too much. A lot in general. That's all I'm trying to say. But in the first game when we faced Derrick Henry, he had a pretty good freaking game against us. And losing Kwity Paye, it was that impactful. Was it just him? No, I don't think so. But there's just a few other factors, and I'm not too excited about having Unique Ngakoue going in this game. Really, Unique Ngakoue is not a good run defender, and you're playing a team that just preaches the run. So it just sucks because when he is blocked by a fullback or a pulling guard or something, he just kind of gives up in the play. You kind of see it. Pass rushing, though, he is phenomenal. Versus the run game, quite the opposite. So, don't know how I feel about having him in this game. I don't know if he's going to be a big factor. He may be taken out of the game. May not really do much at all. You may not hear his name called at all. Because he's also going to be on Jordan Mailata, too. So, that's a tough matchup, no matter who you are. Linebackers, Zaire Franklin, EJ Speed, Bobby O. I would be okay. I would be happy if those were our starting linebackers. I said this yesterday. If the Colts got some kind of really good value thrown at them for Darius Leonard, you guys are gonna hate me you guys are gonna absolutely hate me. But I would trade Leonard if we got a first and a second round pick or something like that. If you go and you look at the Super Bowl teams, they don't have elite linebackers. They're not paying their linebacker and a guard $20 million. I get it. They're generational talents. But are those positions going to win you a Super Bowl? Not really. But Darius Leonard forcing like 10 turnovers a season, that is a little different. I wouldn't mind if he wasn't injury prone, if he didn't have these injury issues. Now, this is the first year where he's really been out, where he has missed serious time. But he has never played a full season. You pay him $20 million, and I don't know. Just seeing a player they just pay $20 million, so not in premium position, but kind of makes it premium for the turnovers that he forces. I don't know, man. And this was only the first year of his contract, so we still owe him a crap ton of money. So I don't know. I don't know how I feel about Leonard right now. It's a very tough situation. Obviously, he's an amazing player, but paying $20 million a year to a player that has never played a full season and isn't a premium position kind of hurts a little bit, especially if you're not going to see him on the field at all. Zaire Franklin has been very good in the run game. He has a ton of tackles. He is all over. EJ Speed has had some pretty big tackles. I think they're gonna have EJ Speed shadowing Jalen Hurts, Bobby O a little bit too. Maybe Kenny Moore in the slot once in a while as well. But EJ Speed, he's made a lot of big plays. Very disciplined. Gets in the backfield. Has had a lot of tackles for losses for a guy that we really didn't expect to play much, especially if Darius Leonard played. But he's played well. Bobby Okereke has played really well. This linebacker core is enough to win a championship. It's more than enough to win a championship. That's why I'm saying if you can get good value for Leonard, do it. I hate to say, it's also gonna create a big hole in the locker room. You know, because of the impact that he makes on the city. It'd be a big hole. It'd be a big transition. So that's the only thing I'd be scared about. That I would maybe hold off and see how the team would react. That's the scary part. But cornerbacks, you have Gilmore, who's played very well, has had a few mishaps here and there, has had a few rough games, especially that Washington game. He had a good game until the end there. Allowed that he got completely mossed, and that was a go-ahead touchdown for the win, which ultimately won the game. Um, Isaiah Rodgers finally listed as a starter. Mr. Clean finally gave in and said that Brendan Faison is not going to be the number 2 corner. He's not going to be a starter. Isaiah Rodgers finally put there. And if you guys didn't know, I'm talking about Gus Bradley when I say Mr. Clean. That's what I call him. That's just what I call him, especially since he got me aggravated with Isaiah Rodgers and Brendan Faison situation. Kenny Moore in the slot. I love Kenny Moore as well. This is contract year. He's been very good, but he's a little inconsistent, and I don't really know if we're going to bring him back because I don't want to pay just a slot corner $17 million a year because he's going to want something like that, I think. I'm not willing to give just a slot corner that much, and, he's been inconsistent at times. If he wants to walk, let him walk. Let Isaiah Rodgers play in the slot because Isaiah Rodgers was initially drafted to be a depth to Kenny Moore. Put him on the outside, and he was amazing, so keep him out there, but I think a slot corner may be a little easier to find. I don't think any corner is easy to find at all, and no matter what. But I feel like you can find a corner, a slot corner, and you can mask it up a little better with maybe a good coverage linebacker like Leonard. Then then you go to the safeties. Philly has there's one former Eagle in the safety secondary. You have yourself Rodney McLeod.
Yep.
Who's been a phenomenal presence on this defense, a phenomenal veteran guy. Rodney McLeod, just the instincts, the presence in the locker room. He's awesome. I'm kind of happy we signed him over Tyrann Mathieu because Tyrann Mathieu has been a little quiet, and Tyrann wanted a lot of money. I think Rodney McLeod was just as good, especially for the price. Rodney McLeod, awesome player. Love him. Makes big plays. He's always around the ball. Knows what he's doing. He has taught Rodney Thomas well. Rodney Thomas has played really well. And I don't know why Nick Cross has been playing, so I can't really talk about him much. But then you talk about Julian Blackmon. He is a good free safety, man. He stayed healthy. He's played well. I'm happy Julian Blackmon is playing well, and that he's in there because he makes a big difference. So I'm really happy that these safeties are looking all right. And all right, so the safety is looking pretty good, but then we're gonna get to our the next segue. The next segment is never mind. Knight, any
Yeah.
questions about the Colts defense? Anything that you want to ask or that you want me to add on to?
Oh, just a little bit, yeah. I've already, heard most of this, in our recording last night. But even so, it still had some pretty great points there. Of course, Rodney McLeod is a former Philadelphia Eagle. I'm glad he's still doing great in Indianapolis because, him and Malcolm Jenkins, two guys I really do miss. Who were, greatly involved in our team, during a Super Bowl run and the years following before, et cetera. You know what I mean? So. Yeah, it's tough to see both of them. I think Malcolm retired. He was a New Orleans Saint for a little bit. Monty is doing great things in Indianapolis, so it's great to see both of them, do that. And yeah, So yeah, this defense for the Indianapolis Colts, I was a big fan of it, before the season, and it's like you said, it's a bright spot of this team. I think it's pretty solid, well polished defense. Obviously, you already told me. I knew the Shaquille Leonard stuff was coming. By the way, just to say, hey, move for this. But honestly, though, I think you do have a good point though, because obviously, there's a player you pay a lot, and you're gonna have to free up cap space and money for that, even no matter how great that player is. I mean, Shaquille Leonard, excellent linebacker. He's great linebacker talent in this league, but it's the injury concerns. Will that guy stay healthy? He's you told me last night he's not had a fully healthy season in NFL, which is concerning. Like in the Hard Knocks from last year, which is the Colts in season, it was just I saw him. He was like getting something patched up of his, and that just showed me the true extent of his injury history. Um, hold on a second.
Let's go through some of these comments a few minutes. Well, all I have to say, it will be hard. It will be a hard day for the Colts defense. The Eagles have a multi-threat offense and are probably mad over the loss last week.
Okay, I'm
Colts
back.
will struggle with the Philly offense. All right, welcome back.
What's
Continue.
up?
Continue on what you're talking about. I think you were on
Oh,
about the Darius Leonard stuff.
yeah, my bad. Don't worry. I'll finish this pretty quickly.
You're fine.
Um, so yeah, that showed me the true extent, of his injury history for Shaq Leonard. So it sucks to see a great player like him, struggle with injuries like that. But I think you made a good point there. I mean, the linebackers around him though are not bad as ever. You said Zaire Franklin, who is questionable for this game. The next guy coming up is Jojo Doman, not Doman. I think it's Doman. So there you go. I
Yeah.
pronounce it. There's another Colts player that I think would be starting over Kwity Paye or is behind Kwity Paye. But I'm not gonna try pronouncing it anymore because I just absolutely cannot.
Deo Dangbo or
Yeah,
Fia Dangbo. Yeah.
there you go. What JDW said. Yeah, Deo. That's what I mean. Right. So yeah, but Kwity Paye being out, not good whatsoever. That is a huge hit. Defensive line. That's why we got to take advantage of that. Just pound the rock with Sanders, Gainwell, Scott, any of these backs. You can't just keep your eye on one back. The Colts defense cannot. All of these running backs have the ability to score, get yards. Miles Sanders too. If Miles Sanders is an open hole, he is running through that hole, getting explosive, and I wouldn't say take it to the house, but he's going to get yards. So that's something his offensive line, especially with Kwity Paye being out, can open stuff out for Miles Sanders. And the run outside also could work really well, especially if you run to the left side. That would be really really good, for us. So yeah, that's something we can also abuse there. And of course, Hurts is dual threat ability. Like I mean, again, if Hurts finds a hole, he's gonna run through it and use his size and speed to get the first down. There's like not a really good way you can stop that, especially if you think you got him beat in the pocket. He's gonna dance around the pocket and he's gonna find a way to get yards. That's the exciting ability Jalen Hurts has. So this defensive line, again, it's only one player that's out on the left defensive end side, but it's still going to prove costly if the defensive line can't get to Hurts because Hurts barely gets sacked this season. So yeah, there you go. Yeah, Yannick Ngakoue, DeForest Buckner, Grover Stewart. He said Buckner and Stewart were doing great in the interior D lineman. I mean, I'm not really surprised. I love the Buckner to Indy move. Buckner is a really, really consistent defensive lineman. Did great in San Francisco during that Super Bowl year. Yannick Ngakoue off the edge. He was a former Las Vegas Raider. Had his great years against the Jaguars. I bet you hated playing against him. While he was a Jacksonville Jaguar. Especially, by the way, quick question. Obviously, I don't know how long you've been a Colts fan. I assume pretty long. I'm just gonna say that. So, yeah.
This is my 11th season as a Colts fan.
11 seasons. So then you've lived through the Saxonville era as a not as a Colts fan. So tell me how you felt about that. Was it annoying to play the Jaguars every single week when they
So
had that?
one of those years was the year that Andrew Luck was out with the shoulder, so I had to watch Jacoby. So we had to watch Jacoby Brissett behind a crappy offensive line. It was no. I don't ever want to watch that stuff again. That was bad. That was bad. It was so aggravating. That was the year that the Colts. I think the Colts scored a total of like 3 or 7 points against the Jaguars that year, both games.
What? No, that is. You're no. 3 of 7 total points against Jacksonville.
3 to 10, something like that.
That's how bad it was. That was when the Jaguars went like 10-6. You know, got a ticket to the AFC Championship.
Went to that championship, yeah.
Wow, dude. Did Jalen Ramsey, just absolutely abuse your receivers, or
Yeah, it was bad. T.Y. Hilton beat him a few times, and I was impressed because that was when Jalen Ramsey was like crazy. He's still very good, but then I think we could all agree that was his best year. He was just insane, and I was really happy to see that T.Y. Hilton had a few catches on him. Still when Jacoby Brissett was a quarterback, so that shows how much how much he really carried that receiver room when we really had no one else.
T.Y. Hilton.
And then yeah.
Yeah.
Continue with the T.Y. Hilton. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, that's good. I was just saying, the Ghost. That's an amazing nickname. He's had such a great part of the culture in Indianapolis. He should be inducted into the Colts Hall of Fame. That is Colts royalty right there.
I think he will.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Jalen Ramsey, when Andrew Luck did come back that year, do you remember the game where the Colts were shut out? Like it was literally 6-0. You probably don't remember it.
What year was it?
It was the year that Andrew Luck came back with the shoulder.
So 2018?
Yeah.
Oh, that was the year I first became a sports fan. So I was completely casual. So I do.
Yeah, probably a blur.
Obviously knew of Andrew Luck, but I didn't really know.
Yeah. So what happened was Andrew Luck completed. The pass went incomplete, and he got sacked. Jalen Ramsey walked over to Luck, and he went to go put his hand out. Luck went to go take his hand, because Jalen Ramsey was offering to help him up, and Ramsey took his hand away at the last second.
Oh, that clip. So that's who it was. I thought it was just something.
Yeah. No, that was Jalen Ramsey.
Jalen, dude, no, like nothing insulting Jalen Ramsey, but sometimes that dude is like a total jerk sometimes. I don't even know why. Like, I think he fought, if you know who Taylor Rapp is, he's a Rams safety.
Yeah.
They were fighting during the huddle, and Aaron Donald had to break it up. It's Jalen Ramsey. He's not really the most likable players, honestly. I have some players that I really hated, in this league. Like, don't worry, it's fully justified. Montez Burfict, he was a total jerk. He just hit people for amusement. He cheap shotted people for absolutely no reason. Like, I'm glad he's out of the league. He's an actually dangerous player. And he's also credited with giving Antonio Brown all these problems. I don't know if it's a true result of it, but if you remember that hit on Antonio Brown in the playoffs,
yeah,
that's what's credited. He's credited for that, and he deserves it. He's absolutely jerk of a player. I'm glad he's not playing. He's not in a uniform right now because, again, like I am not joking when I say this. He hit players for amusement. He injured players just because he wanted to, and that's
kind of what football was then, though. I mean, back then before he played, but that's how football used to be a while ago. Yeah, it was kind of like that. People would hit each other because that was the fun of the sport.
I mean, yeah, and it's true. But I mean, back then, they really loved hitting back then. Like, is that what you're trying to say, or no?
Yeah. Back then they loved hitting. Yeah,
they loved hitting,
and some still do, but no one hits like back then like that.
Yeah, that's my point. I mean, you can love hitting. You can be like a Brian Dawkins, and you just absolutely have hitting in your soul. You could like really, really want to hit someone hard, but not the way Montez Burfict does, though. I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, I think if I'm not mistaken, you also did play. You at least part of a football team in high school, if I'm not mistaken. So you would know that coaches would tell you never lead with your head. You use your shoulder to get low, drive, and tackle into the ground. Montez Burfict just basically threw that out the window and said, "No, I'm leading with my head all the time."
No, he didn't care.
He did not care. He didn't care if he got fined. He'd be like, "Nope, I'm hitting you with my head. I don't care." That what gets me really angry. I'm serious. Like, I hate when a player just does that for absolutely no reason. But yeah, what were we even talking about anymore? We just kind of like.
I don't remember, but I think we're gonna go through some of these comments, go through our score predictions, and then I think that'll be it.
Yeah, let's do it because it's gonna be
It's already an
It's
hour
one
and a
hour.
half going. Yeah.
So,
All right,
you know,
Stewart. We'll go through some of these comments. Stewart has been very good this year, stopping the run, which I've noticed. Both him and Buckner have seen noticeable improvement in their game, which is very good for the D line. Absolutely, when you have two big guys in the middle of the defensive line like that, they're gonna have to double team one of them. You know, Grover Stewart, you have to double team him in the run game, especially if you want to run his way. He will push linemen back. There's been times where he has pushed two guys at once back and got on a tackle for a loss or a sack.
really?
He's not like an insane pass rusher, but in the run game, you need two people to move him.
Oh boy.
Yeah, he's crazy, crazy. And then Buckner is very good too. He's a much better pass rusher. And he is also very good against the run, but I don't think he is as good against the run as Grover is. Grover has to be one of the best one techs in the league. And then DeForest Buckner is a good three tech. I don't think he is insane like a top three. I think you got Donald, you got Jeffrey Simmons. I think is incredible. There's plenty more. I'm just not thinking of Jordan Davis when he's healthy. Wait, is Jordan Davis a one tech or a three tech?
What do you
Like,
mean?
does he line up like on the edge sometimes too, or is he just like strictly inside?
I've only seen him in the inside. So
And inside, so he's probably like a one tech, like mainly a one tech. Like he probably lines up either side of the center or right above the center, but
I think right above. I've seen him most of the time right
right
above.
above. Yeah, but Jordan Davis is really good. He's a rookie, and he's definitely up there because you're seeing that maybe not top three right now, but you're seeing the difference in the Eagles' run defense since he's been out. That's why they went down and got Ndamukong Suh and they got Linval Joseph. But yeah, Grover and Buckner are vital pieces to this defensive line. Vital pieces. Because when you need two guys to get a guy like Grover or Buckner, that opens up for someone else. Maybe a Nick Ngakwe in the passing game to go get a sack, or maybe even Kwity Paye just being single blocked in run game. And that is not what you want. You don't want one guy in Kwity Paye.
Yeah.
And you have AJ Brown versus Stephon Gilmore. I don't know if Stephon Gilmore is capable of taking on that task. That's why that's another point. I think that this Colts team needs to take AJ Brown away. They need to make Devontae Smith in this run game beat them. Which the run game will beat them, so you kind of got to take that away too. So that's not a good point at all. You know the way I just said it, but you need to at least limit AJ Brown and make Devontae Smith step up because no Dallas Goedert either. No Dallas Goedert either. But yeah. So then our score predictions. Oh wait, no, we have one more. That's right. Colts were worse before Payne. Yeah, they were nothing before Payne. Just like the Patriots were nothing before Brady. Nothing. And
Hey,
then
shout out to Tyra. Oh, sorry.
nope. Go ahead.
I was just saying, shout out to Tyrell Hubbard. He's here in every JDW stream. I see him in the chat for live play-by-plays.
He's here all the time. He's here quite a bit.
Absolutely.
And then do you want to start with your score predictions or do you want to start with mine?
Sure, I'll start with mine. It's last night we already did them, so I think I remember mine. I did have it noted off, but I don't have it. But I completely remember mine. I believe this will be a way closer game than usual, in my opinion. It's going to be a big backward JT, and I think JT absolutely scores this one time. I don't think with Howie's improvements in run defense, I still think we're going to have a tough time stopping the run. It's just that's our kryptonite. If you want to beat us, run up the gut. It's annoying that we have that, just that weakness in general, and that we had it last year and we still continue to have that, but it is what it is. JT, I think, is going to hit over 100 yards, honestly. I hate saying this, since he's going against my team, but it is what it is. I think he'll score at least once. Maybe Matt Ryan generates a score. We'll see, though. I still think the Colts will score approximately 20 on us. I think the Eagles are still going to win 28-20, though. I think our offense, I don't think it's going to hit 30s, but I still think it's going to be, consistent and still going to produce great drives. Hopefully not anything like the Washington game. So, yeah, that's my score prediction, 28-20.
So yesterday my prediction was 31-20 Eagles. I just don't know if the Colts have enough in them to score more. I don't know if that defense is going to be able to hold up. But the thing is, I think it might be lower scoring because both teams want to run the ball first. That's their main thing. So if both teams are running the ball, that clock is going to go pretty quick. So the clock is going pretty quick. That's less time to score. That's limited possessions. So I could definitely see it being like a little lower. Maybe Eagles 23, 24 to Colts 16 or 17. I could see that. I just think 31-20 is good because I think this Colts team, I think Matt Ryan's going to have a turnover or two. And I think that's going to be the difference in why the Eagles score 11 more points and beat us by 2 scores. So I'm going to go 31-20.
There you go. We have really similar scores, by the way. I think yours is just, I think just 3+ more on us.
Just a feel. Yep, not much.
Yeah, so pretty similar mindset we have. So
One more thing. The Colts really struggle against running backs out of the backfield, like receiving backs. Miles Sanders, Kenneth Gainwell, I say they're pretty good at doing that. So Colts
Yeah.
really gotta try and limit that because both running backs could be deadly in the passing game.
Yup, yeah. Whenever Jalen Hurts, has nothing going for him, yeah, he loves checking it down to Miles Sanders. When there's nothing going there, or even just Miles just running a short route. Yeah, Jalen Hurts loves doing that. So yeah, that could be another deal breaker for us. And by the way, Red Panda, just want to mention your AJ Brown versus Stephon Gilmore comment. It's a big matchup for AJ Brown. I mean, obviously the Colts have, had to go through AJ Brown since he was a Tennessee Titan, in his tenure there. And at least you guys don't, like you said last night, at least you guys don't play him twice a year now. You're just playing him once every 4 years now. If he
Much
hopefully
better.
is still an Eagle. I mean, AJ Brown is still extremely young, so he's absolutely should be staying with this team, right? So
Being
step
paid lots of money, has a good young quarterback who's in the MVP race. Why would you leave?
exactly. He definitely needs to stay in Philadelphia, and he has a mindset too. Titans don't want to pay him. That's okay. We'll pay you instead. All right, it's completely fine with us. We'll pay you as much as you want. Like not an insane amount, but yeah, we're paying you the amount you want, AJ Brown. Oh boy, it's gonna be a tough matchup with Stephon Gilmore. Stephon Gilmore's played pretty decent this year.
He needs to have a 2019 season, like the Defensive Player of the Year. I don't know if he has that in him.
Yup, New England Patriots former corner as excellent. But will he have that against a huge, big body wide receiver who also thrives off the yard and catch? Hey, AJ Brown, who can run a deep route, can catch a deep pass over a lot of defenders. He can also get open, intermediate routes, and he can get yards after the catch, run people over because of his big body. Yeah, AJ Brown is just a nightmare for defense. Stephon Gilmore has to step up.
I see what you did there.
What?
Nightmare.
Nightmare. Oh, I didn't even do that on purpose. I swear to God. I'll take it. All right, and yeah, that's about everything I have. So we can end the stream off here if you want.
All right, yep, that's gonna be it. This stream is 1 hour and 40 minutes, so pretty long stream. But we had a good time talking football and Nightings. We're gonna get ready to close out here. So tell them where they could find you. Thank you for coming on, and
Of course.
so let them know where they could find you. Talk about yourself a little bit.
All right. So you can find me, down below in the description. My link is there, and yeah, and you can also search up on the YouTube search bar because I'm the only Nightings on Twitter. Find me on Twitter at Real Nightings. I think Instagram is also Real Nightings as well. I do have a TikTok. I'm trying to go into the TikTok YouTube Shorts game. I have some ideas, that'll be planned for it. I had this whole schedule thing where I do gaming, sports history content. If you all didn't know, and I had this schedule graphic that I post on Twitter of the different stuff, and I'm still not seeing a variety in content. That's my bad. I keep doing sports videos. I'm hoping get into the swing of things and just get used to integrating all sorts of content. But I do gaming content. I'm trying to get into TikTok, YouTube Shorts. So even if you're not interested at all, I'd love if you subscribe. If you're not interested, you don't have to subscribe. I'm not forcing it at all. But of course, my links in the channel and in chat. Thank you for putting the link in there. I'm 2 away from 260. And yeah, and also another reason you should subscribe. Me and JDW, like I keep saying across the stream, did something last night. We recorded a video, got the thumbnail for it. I'll be honest, I procrastinated on the editing, but don't worry, I'm gonna edit it tonight. And I'm either gonna make it a video before the Colts Eagles game, and I'm gonna do or preview something like that. So stay tuned for that as well. We're gonna be saying the same stuff like we did today, but still like a different format. If you guys want to support that, and by the way, are you streaming this game tomorrow?
Yeah, I'll be streaming this game tomorrow.
All right. Because oh boy, now see whenever I'm in your play-by-play streams, it's hard to not root against the Colts because obviously you're a Colts fan. I'm like saying, oh my God, don't make my dude JDW angry. Let's come on Colts, please. But now it's gonna be competitive. I'm gonna be like, please Colts, do bad. And obviously, since you're streaming, it's probably gonna get a little competitive in the chat since this is the first time we're gonna go head to head, if that makes sense, since 2018. So it's gonna be fun. So yeah, that's about it.
I guess you could say it's gonna be fun for you.
For you, come on, you never know that. Look, the Commanders, they're not the
No,
worst.
you never know, but I think we have a chance, but I don't think we pull it out.
Yeah, I think it'll be a close game. We'll see though. We can't just overshadow you guys. That's just overconfidence, cockiness. Doesn't really end well, but I know we won't be overconfident. So yeah, thank you for having me on. And
Always.
Yeah.
Guys, make sure you go and subscribe to Nightings. He is 2 away from 260. There was just 6 people in here. Now there's 3. Go and subscribe. He's 2 away. Just click the link. Just click 2 buttons. You click the link, and then you click the red subscribe button.
Thank you so much.
Get him to 260. 2 away. Please.
Thank you.
All right. Yep. I'll see you later tonight. Thank you for coming on.
Absolutely.
I guess we'll probably talk again on here. We'll have to get together more because I really enjoy talking to you on these streams, on these lives. So
Absolutely.
That's all I got from me. Anything else from you?
I think that's about it from me. Yeah, thank you for having me on, and I hope everybody has a great night.
All right, it's JW Sports Talk Show with Nightings, signing off.